Oh, Mrs. Garcia, you're a school counselor and new homeowner and grad student. You're an Ander. National University supports the whole you, so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at nu.edu.
This is VSiN PrimeTime. Live from the Circus Sportsbook in downtown Las Vegas on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Woo, buddy. Scott Hansen calls it the witching hour. I don't think we're allowed to say that. That's probably trademarked. But, man, these games coming down to it as we are in the fourth quarter in Detroit. The New York Knicks once up double digits in the third quarter. Scott, bye-bye to that lead, 105-103 right now as they head to a media timeout. Jalen Brunson will be shooting free throws right now. If you think the Knicks can come back, plus 130 on the money line. This is the first lead for the Pistons since Malik Beasley hit a buzzer beater at the end of the first half. Whew.
Yeah, not good. Not good for my live bet that I put it on the Knicks money line here. This would be an epic collapse from the Knicks. And yes, I understand there's still Game 7, and the Knicks, if they lose this game, could win Game 7 at home at the Garden this weekend, and the atmosphere would be electric. But to lose this game where you were in control for the entirety of it, a huge lead in the first quarter that you could have put the game away right then and there. You allowed Detroit to come all the way back in that second quarter. Then you dominate the third quarter, or at least the start of the third quarter, only to allow Detroit to come back at the end of that quarter. This would be a terrible collapse and I got to be honest, I've been questioning the future of Tom Thibodeau as the head coach of the New York Knicks anyway, once this season concludes. But imagine they lose this series. Like, there's no chance he's back next year.
I believe the Pistons are challenging the foul call on Tim Hardaway Jr. on Jalen Brunson. I believe
you can't overturn it.
So we will see right now. I would agree with that assessment. All right, let's get you updated real quickly on what's happening on the ice. Just underway 15 minutes ago in the first period, still scoreless Dallas and Colorado. That is, of course, a Game 6 in Denver.
Goal!
As the Golden Knights get a goal, and they take a 3-1 lead over the Minnesota Wild.
Go Knights, go!
And looking out here at the sports book, all right, a little subdued. All right,
everyone's upstairs outside.
True. Everyone's enjoying the fruits of the watch party outside at Stadium Swim. But the Vegas Golden Knights now inching closer to advancing to the next round.
Woo!
As, man, how did that puck go in? Oh, that was prior. But 3-1. The score now for the Vegas Golden Knights. What did you have in this? You have a puck line, right?
Yeah.
Puck line situation.
BGK minus a goal and a half, yep.
Yeah. So right now, 3-1.
3-1, yep.
3-1 is the score.
We're covering.
As we've had goals from Shea Theodore, Jack Eichel, and not sure who got that one, but the Wild fans are headed towards the exits as the Vegas Golden Knights and Mark Stoney, he gets it done.
Captain.
The Capitan makes it 3-1 Golden Knights.
And with under 4 minutes remaining, the net will be empty, and this could wind up being a 4-1 Knights win, maybe even 5-1. If you're interested, the total is now off the board as we get down to the nitty-gritty here with the net expected to be empty in the next minute.
All right, so goals from Mark Stone, Jack Eichel, and Shea Theodore tonight for the Vegas Golden Knights as they are looking to put the finishing touches on the Minnesota Wild. They lead 3-1 in that one. Just underway, Avs and Stars.
Oh, the Wild scored.
Oh, wow.
Wow. How does that happen?
It's wild.
Huh? I see what you did there.
Been holding that one back.
That is now we desperately need the empty netter. Now those fans better start coming back into the building there.
Hey, what are you doing? It's like those the Heat fans that left Game 6 of the NBA Finals when Ray Allen hit the corner three. All right, 3-2. Things getting interesting again there. By the way, they did overturn the foul call, and we get a jump ball at midcourt. and Cat might have got hit in the fellas. I don't know what happened there. 105-103, the score there. Man, things are getting weird and sloppy. I mean, I'll say this. Could we get no points? I don't know. The Colorado Avalanche on the board.
Yes.
They lead 1-0, and that is a spot you are very interested in with the Colorado Avalanche.
Now, this is very interesting. I don't think Vegas is going to challenge this goal because they're still winning 3-2. They got the empty net possibility with the final 3 minutes, but that was very questionable. Could have been goaltender interference. It looked like Aiden Hill was contacted prior to that puck going in. The thing that you have to be careful for is when you do challenge a goal and you are unsuccessful, you take a bench minor. And so the risk reward is not worth it here because let's say Vegas challenged that goal and then lost the challenge, they would then go to the penalty kill. The Wild would have, at 3-2, been on a power play with the opportunity to tie the goal. Look, they're showing the replay now on ESPN. And yeah, if this was a regular season game, that's something that you might challenge. But here in the playoffs, the risk reward, it's not worth it to lose that challenge there. You still have a 3-2 lead. They don't care about covering the puck line. They're just trying to win a game here and advance in the Stanley Cup playoffs, so they do not challenge the goal. 3 minutes left, 3-2 Knights lead. The net will be empty for Minnesota shortly.
Fans are apparently chanting flopper to Jalen Brunson right now in Detroit as he makes a hell of a pass to Josh Hart. We're all tied up there in Detroit. So, man, this has been a fun series. You know, this is one of the series. You think back, I had a pre-series bet on the Clippers at plus 120, and the one series I did look at from a series price standpoint, didn't pull the trigger, was this one. When I looked at the Pistons at plus a game and a half, felt like the line was just way too big, and that's playing out. But hindsight's 2020. 107-105 right now. It's funny. I'm thinking you think about the conspiracy theories, right? Of like, well, they want Knicks Celtics. Well, of course they do. Yeah, but they also wouldn't hate ABC primetime Saturday night from the Garden for a Game 7. That would be something pretty sexy to look forward to as, oh, my goodness, I thought the Pistons were going to miss that layup. Nope. 109-105, 4 minutes to go. Jalen Brunson. Ooh, Karl Anthony Towns will be called for a push in the back there.
Oh, my goodness. Bad foul.
Man, unraveling for the New York Knicks right now as the swings in this game have been pretty wild, Scott, to keep our eyes on. So far here in the fourth quarter, the Pistons have outscored the Knicks 24-9.
And for some reason, the Knicks are playing like this stretch right now, like it's the final minute and a half of the game. There's still 4 minutes left in this game.
Yeah. Why
are they panicking and throwing the ball down the court and rushing these plays as if there's 90 seconds left and they're trailing by 5? There's 4 minutes. This is an eternity left in this game. I don't understand what's going on. This is an epic collapse, and Josh Hart fouled out earlier. That would have been a guy, a little veteran presence, somebody to kind of, take the load off of Brunson here.
Hart's got 5 fouls.
Oh, so he's still in. Okay. I thought he was out.
Yep.
But I would like to see somebody give Jalen a little bit relief here. Like I said earlier, it just seems like a lot of hero ball, a lot of 4 guys spread out, and watching Jalen Brunson go one-on-one.
Think about this from this game and how the swings have happened. Knicks come out tremendous out of the jump. 37-23 lead after the first quarter. Second quarter, Detroit outscores the Knicks 38-22. They hit a buzzer beater courtesy of Malik Beasley to go into the locker room with a 2-point lead. Third quarter comes around, Knicks dominate 37-24, and now here we are in the fourth quarter, and it's been the Pistons 25-9. The swings in this game have been just absolutely wild to keep tabs on. 110-105 lead, the Pistons right now at that 5-point lead over the New York Knicks. For the Pistons tonight, Cade Cunningham 23-8-8. He's been very solid outside of the fact that he hasn't made a 3 yet. He is 0 of 8 from 3. And
now the refs decide to swallow the whistle. This is incredible.
Yeah, so 3.5 minutes to go. 5-point lead. Huge possession here for the Detroit Pistons as Cade Cunningham can't get a runner in the lane. All right. Colorado up 1-0, and we've got. Do we have an empty net situation
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. We're going to keep our eyes on that one. Golden
They're
Knights
gonna
lead
wait.
3-2. We did get a late goal, or goal from Mark Stone, which looked to maybe put this game on ice. However, Ryan Hartman, just 31 seconds later, gets the goal for the Minnesota Wild. VGK still a massive favorite in game, obviously, leading 3-2 here. And quick update from a live line standpoint with the Avs and Stars. The Avalanche now a minus 395 favorite, minus $1.40 on the puck line, Scott.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't changed my opinion. I'm on Avs first period. I'm on Avs for the game. Here we go. The net is empty right now in Minnesota.
Oh,
this is the time. Do we get the minus a goal and a half or not? Here we go. There's, a minute 30 left?
All right, the sweat is on there. While you sweat that out, once again, updating you on where we sit here, Pistons and Knicks. Quick update. Line now sits Clippers, Nuggets, 6.5 at DraftKings. Looking around as we look at where the rest of the market is at, you can get around plus 110. Well, I guess it's too late now, but best bet from you was Denver on the ice to the Clippers. For a money line parlay. That was around plus 110. So we got a lot of sweats going on. Empty net situation here. Minute 19 to go as the Golden Knights going to try. As they going to? Ooh, they're not going to.
That'll be an icing.
Yeah, so an icing call here. Ooh, man. I don't even have bets. I don't even have a bet on the VGK Minnesota game, but I'm sweating it out with you. Man, that is that's the beauty here of VSiN Primetime. 5-point lead for the Detroit Pistons. Hey, Derby Day is almost here. Why not make your first bet your best bet? With First Bet, you can wager on Churchill Downs, Belmont Park, and tracks from around the world, all from your phone. Go to firstbet.com. That's the number one, stbet.com. Enter the promo code VSiN200. You get a $200 sign-up bonus. Don't miss out. Bet smarter on the Derby with First Bet. Can the Knicks bring it closer? We'll keep you updated on the other side of the break.
Oh, Mrs. Garcia, how do you balance it all? You're a school counselor and new homeowner, a mother of two, and grad student. You're an ander. At National University, we see the whole you. That's why we're dedicated to your professional growth through faculty mentorships and career support, so you can focus on what matters most. National University, supporting the whole you. Learn more at nu.edu.
This is your before and after story. Instead of imagining a rewarding career in medical imaging, Southeastern College can actually take you there. Prepare for a career in ultrasound, radiology, and X-ray technology. With hands-on specialized training, simulations, and real-life experience with the latest imaging technology, you'll be ready to play a vital role on any healthcare team. Transform your life by helping others. Southeastern College. Your future is bright. Visit scc.edu to get started.
This is VSiN Primetime on VSiN, the sports betting network.
It is over in Minnesota. The Vegas Golden Knights moving on to the next round of the Stanley Cup Playoffs. They will face the winner of the Oilers-Kings series. They win 3-2, much to the chagrin of Scott Seidenberg. What could have been Mr. Seidenberg. But a win nonetheless for the Vegas Golden Knights. Marc-Andre Fleury, the Knight legend over there with a backwards cap on as the season comes to a close for the Minnesota Wild. Kings and Oilers about to get underway at the Garden, maybe foreshadowing to what we're going to see Saturday night. Under 2 minutes to go, 112-108. The Pistons leading the New York Knickerbockers with a chance to force a Game 7 at Madison Square Garden. The pre-flop total is over, and the second half total is going to cash here in a matter of moments. This would be the most miraculous second half under ever if we were able to get there. I don't think it's going to happen, but here we go. 112-110, 90 seconds to go, and Cade Cunningham with a missed bucket, I believe.
But of course a foul.
Oh, they called a foul?
Of course. By the way, the Knicks offense, once again, exactly like I said, 4 guys spread out. and Jalen Brunson just taking on the entire Pistons by himself.
Brunson, by the way, tonight sitting on 37 points, so easily cash that player prop over, which I believe was 27.5.
Oh, they called that a bounce, not a foul.
All right.
Wow, okay.
$1:19 to go. Pistons and Knicks. We're still, they have pushed back the Clippers and Nuggets as Karl Anthony Towns gets a steal, and he is fouled. So, yeah.
Come on. Right?
We're getting a clear path foul there.
Clear path and intentional something. I mean, that's 2 shots in possession right there. That's something. That guy's going for a breakaway dunk, and you slam him from behind.
Jalen Duren gets him hard on the arm there, and Karl Anthony Towns. It doesn't look like the wish for Scott Seidenberg is going to come home here, but you are hopeful that the Knicks on the money line comes home. You were able to take them when this game got tied up at 103 apiece, and right now it's a 1-point game, 112 to 111. While we wait, quick update: Clippers and Nuggets. I do have a Clippers pre-series bet on the Clips. I think they win tonight, but I did not jump in on the 6.5. I did tell you a little bit. I took the Avs Clippers money line parlay.
Okay.
Good start there with the Avs getting an early 1-goal lead with 7.5 minutes to go in the first period. But run us through your thought process on Nuggets Clippers with tip-off coming up here in, we'll say, about 5 minutes or so.
The Clippers have been the better team in this series. There was obviously an incredible game by Jamal Murray in game number 5, and the Nuggets pull away and dominate that game. But if you take away that effort from Jamal Murray, I mean, it was a pretty even game being played. And if you look at the points that have been scored in this series by the Nuggets when the series has been played in LA in the Intuit Dome, it's been low scoring. The Clippers have been better. They've been better defensively. They've been better at home. And I at some point, you think that when these games come down to the wire, the firing of Michael Malone might come back to bite the Denver Nuggets, right? They don't have a coach. They have an interim coach. They don't know. Nikola Jokic is not drawing up plays on the whiteboard during the timeouts
he
here.
He
Yes.
kind of is.
But the lack of leadership there, maybe lack of accountability, this just isn't the season for the Denver Nuggets. Now, that being said, I'm not taking anything away from them. They did great in that last game, and they put themselves in a position to close out this series tonight. But as we talked with JVT earlier, the zigzag has come through tremendously in this NBA playoffs. And
was it 20 and 10, I believe, is what JVT
just
pointed
betting
out?
On the team that lost the previous game and to cover the spread. And this is the situation of all situational spots. We have a home team here in the Clippers looking to stave off elimination, and they're favored, and they were favored in the previous game that they lost. So they lost as a favorite, and now they're a favorite once again. This is the spot to back the Clippers in.
All right, 112-111, a great defensive possession just a moment ago by the Pistons. I believe we've got a foul on the Knicks, and I'm not sure if it's going to be on Cat or Josh Hart. If it's on Hart, he's done, as Jalen Duren going hard to the bucket there. Jalen Duren, and if it is Karl Anthony Towns, I'm just double-checking the box score.
He might be out as well.
Cat is sitting with...
He's going to the bench.
Oh, yeah. Karl Anthony Towns is done. He did get a double-double with his last free throw, so 10 and 15 for Cat, but he is out. He is fouled out now, and the New York Knicks feeling the pressure. We could see a Game 7 Saturday night at Madison Square Garden, but if we've learned anything from this postseason, don't count any chickens as we think about the Pacers finish against the Milwaukee Bucks, the Minnesota Timberwolves, of course, on Sunday, that finish against the Lakers. So we are far from this thing being concluded and already underway. They can only hold it off for so long.
I know.
The Nuggets and Clippers is underway. They can only push it back so long. So that game, I believe, is going to start over on NBA TV. Man,
Clippers with a 2-0 lead. That's it. We cashed it. Let's go.
Yep.
We're done.
Game over.
We're done.
Oilers and Kings now underway. And this is May 1st is a fun start to the sport to this month here. 2-point lead for the Pistons. Jalen Duren makes 1 of 2 free throws. Your live line, Knicks plus 185. You're already invested in it. Could you be interested in more Knicks? You are, as you stated yourself, a glutton for punishment.
No.
More. That's a bridge too far.
Not interested right now. Let's just get this win. I want Colorado to finish off this first period because I do have them in the first period as well. And let's let the Clippers roll here in the first quarter en route to a win, and we'll make it a profitable show tonight. Don't need to dwell on the losses that we already had. We'll celebrate the wins, and let's see if the Knicks can come through here in the final 50 seconds of this game.
Yeah, Leafs were able to, a nice result for us. Maple Leafs earlier tonight, they get it done. They got a little sweaty. They made it 2-2, but a late goal from the Maple Leafs with an empty netter. They win 4-2. Quick update on the series market there as we have a little bit of a lull with a timeout on the floor between the Pistons and the Knicks. Your series price for the Toronto Maple Leafs, let's see if this has moved at all. It has not. So the Panthers opened up $1.55 favorite against the Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs plus 135. Same price for the other Eastern Conference semifinal as the Hurricanes minus $1.55 against the Caps. Fascinating to note that both teams with home ice are dogs. Caps and Leafs. You're intrigued by the Toronto Maple Leafs in that spot.
I am. I think this is the best version of the Leafs that we've seen in quite some time, and this is their window. Their window is closing fast. If it doesn't happen for them this year, if they don't get over the hump and get to a Stanley Cup final, and I don't know if they'll win it. If they do, it'll be bad for my futures bets because I'm pretty much on every Western Conference team. But I do think that they have what it takes to get by the Panthers here. The Panthers, they surprised me. I picked Tampa in that first-round series because Tampa's been the better team in the regular season, but kudos to the way that the Panthers played, and the Kings have just opened up the scoring in Edmonton. Wow. So good bet for Ian Cameron, who picked the over a half a goal by the Kings in that first period. Now we're sweating out here the final 35 seconds of a tie
Bridges
game.
With a tip-in to make it 113 apiece. Mikal Bridges has had a hell of a game tonight for the Knicks. 25 points, 4 boards, 3 assists from Mikal Bridges, and a big tip in there. Karl Anthony Towns has fouled out, but the Knicks in the midst of an 8-1 run to tie this game up. You know, these playoffs for the NBA have delivered so far as Cade Cunningham can't finish. And now, ladies and gentlemen,
hold it.
Timeout called by the New York Knickerbockers. They were just plus 185 on the money line. Let's go back to that money line. The Knicks are now minus 238.
Well, this makes sense because
they're going to hold for one last
exactly,
shot.
And these odds are going to change should we go into overtime.
Correct.
But so actually, if you want to get in on the Pistons now, if this game goes to overtime, you got a great plus money price here. In fact, I might actually do that because this is essentially an arbitrage. I'm going to make some money here if I can bet the Pistons.
What was your plus price?
Well, I know I didn't get a plus money.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's not technically a good arbitrage bet for me here. But if you can get the Pistons at this price now, it's a good way to jump in. It's now plus 180 on the Pistons because if this game goes to overtime, I would think that you're not going to get that plus 180 anymore. It might be plus 120 on the Pistons if it gets to overtime. And if, let's say, the Pistons take a 2-point lead in overtime, then you could jump it on the Knicks at plus money, and now you're guaranteeing yourself some profit here.
If you just looked, if you had, look, we'd all love Biff's Almanac, but man, plus 185 just a moment ago. Knicks get the bucket courtesy of Mikal Bridges, the tip in. They get the stop, and now they're minus 238. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Knicks will have the ball. Jalen Brunson, I'm going to go ahead and say that he's probably going to take the last shot here. He got 37 points, 113. Take that live screen down. We're going to watch this sucker.
I did. I put up the hockey screen in front of me, so I'm not seeing the Knicks live score.
All right, we'll have to tell you on the other side of the break. All tied up, Knicks and Pistons. Woo. Will we get overtime, or will we get the Knicks finishing off Detroit here later tonight? We'll find out on the other side of the break. It is VSiN Primetime.
This is VSiN Primetime on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Are you not entertained? Jalen Brunson, the gentleman, has ice water in the veins, and he does it. 113, Scott Seidenberg buries a 3, 116-113. What an easy cash for you.
That's why he's
on your in-game price.
He's the clutch player of the year. The clutch player of the year with a good. It was an ISO possession. Final seconds of the game regulation. Broke the defender's ankles. Had the wide open three.
Thompson to fall and boom, buried a three. And that makes it a 116-113 victory. We will not get a Game 7 at Madison Square Garden.
Nope, but we will get a Game 1 in TD Garden.
We will. Celtics and Knicks. I will get you the series price here in a moment, but let's update folks of where we sit. Happy result for you. Happy result for Ian Cameron. The Colorado Avalanche, 2-0 lead.
Yes, sir.
After the first period, the Avs have that 2-0 lead. And let's get you the goal scorers here after one period.
Arturi Lehkonen and Valerie Nichushkin.
Boom. There you go. You had
With
them right
goals.
off the top of the dome. How about the goal? How about the game we're witnessing in Edmonton? We've got 3 goals in the first 5 minutes here, Scott, as it is 2-1. And we talked to Ian Cameron, who I believe had, first period over in this one?
No, he had the Kings' first period team total over a half a goal.
Oh,
so he bet on the Kings to score a goal. The Kings have scored 2 goals in this first period.
Easy winner there. All right, so, and the Clippers and Nuggets right now, 14-13 is the score. The Clippers with that 1-point lead right now. So earlier in the show, we took a guess on what we thought the series price would be for Celtics and Knicks. You guessed Celtics minus $4. I said I thought it'd be a little richer. I thought minus $5. Celtics minus 800.
What?
Yeah. Minus $8 against the New York Knicks. Knicks plus 550.
I don't want to bet the Knicks, but that price is just begging me to.
So I had told you maybe I'd look at the Celtics minus 2.5 games with a plus price. Well, I ain't gonna get that. Minus 140 for the Celtics minus 2.5. If you think the Knicks win 2 games, get a plus 120.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's I did not expect it to be that high. That is a crazy price for a playoff series.
Game 1 at TD Garden, Celtics minus 8.5 against the New York Knicks.
What's the total, like 203?
219. 219.
I'd go under.
I'm not. I'm done. I'm done with Knicks unders. Done with Knicks unders. Even though we could have got it, it was like 233.5 standing out there, but I didn't want to continue. Oh, by the way, the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, I was about to say. I hope you didn't have an under first period because the Oilers scored again and have tied it 2-2.
This series is ridiculous. So we had Game 1 in LA, 6-5. Doesn't go to overtime, right? We get that late goal from the Kings at the end of regulation. Am I remembering it correctly? 6-2, Game 2. Then you get the plethora of empty netters in Game 3 in Edmonton, 7-4. Then the Oilers win 4-3. So over. Under in Game 5 in LA. And I'm going to go ahead and say that we're trending over in Edmonton right now.
Yeah, looks good. Looks good towards the over.
2-2, live total 9.5. So let me ask you this. Do you dare? Under 9.5, minus 115?
I wouldn't touch an under in this series with your money, Tim.
4 goals in 6 minutes and 7 seconds.
I have so much betting FOMO here because I was so focused on the games that we already had in progress that I didn't put anything additional on this game. I wanted to do over first period, and I didn't. I should have done both teams to score, getting a plus money price at that. And I might actually look for that in the second period or third period. Like, these teams are not going to stop scoring against each other. We know all the firepower that Edmonton has, and really, I'm shocked to see the offensive output by the Kings, who are traditionally a lower scoring team and under team. But that just goes to show you the weakness of the Edmonton Oilers is goaltending.
Wow. I'm sorry. I just keep watching the Jalen Brunson 3. It is.
That was
clinical. He goes hard, slides, goes through the legs, and buries a 3 on the road, as ice cold as it gets, man. 40 points tonight for Jalen Brunson, and the game winner with the game tied at 113. And I'll say this. The Pistons had a glimmer because Malik Beasley was open, Cade Cunningham kind of knifed his way through as he was trying. They were trying to foul him, and he zipped it. Maybe a little bit too much English on it, but zipped it, and it went through the hands of Malik Beasley. No shot was able to get off, and the Pistons are eliminated. Hell of an effort, though, by the Pistons. A wild game, and I said it when it was like a 7-point game. Speaking of FOMO, I looked at the Knicks. I'm like, this game ain't over. If we've learned anything the past 4 or 5 days, right, with the Pacers come back, down 7 with 40 seconds to go, the T-Wolves come back, albeit both those games came at home. This was on the road, man. This was Jalen Brunson on the road. Karl Anthony Towns fouls out, and they're able to get it done, man. Hell of a performance. And now Knicks and Celtics minus 800.
Well, now let's update that trend. Since 2021, NBA first round series, when the road team has a 3-2 series lead, they are now 9-1 straight up and against the spread, with the Knicks winning and covering. And so that would apply to the Denver Nuggets tonight in LA, who have gotten off to a 22-18 lead with just under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's been back and forth, but Jamal Murray just hit a deep three, much to my chagrin, after the Clippers turned the ball over. So as someone who has Clippers first quarter, in addition to Clippers for the game, I do need a strong final 3 minutes here of the first quarter. But that trend now, 9-1, both straight up in ATS. The road teams up 3-2 in the first round of the NBA playoffs since 2021.
2-0 Colorado Avalanche lead after 1 period. So the Avs trying to stave off elimination and force a Game 7 on Saturday night. Look, we need some Game 7s, people. Come on. Enough of this nonsense. Golden Knights took care of business. Maple Leafs took care of business. They're all on. The Eastern Conference side of the bracket is set for the second round. We'll get you updated series prices, but hopefully for our sake, the Colorado Avalanche take care of business. They lead 2-0 right now. Law Murray, who covers the Los Angeles Clippers, said the Clippers are shooting like the T-Wolves. 0 of 6 from 3 here to start the game. So hopefully, I'll say this, from a positive regression standpoint, maybe we get a little bit of positivity here from the Clippers, as right now, Norman Powell leading the way with 6 points. Kawhi Leonard has 4 points for the Los Angeles Clippers. On the flip side, Jamal Murray picking up where he left off, man. 9 points already for Jamal Murray. So 22-18. What are we looking like from an in-game standpoint in this one, Scott, with a 4-point lead for the Nuggets?
Clippers are minus 3.5 on your live spread. Your total 212.5. And this game did close with the Clippers minus 6 and a total of 213 here at Circa. So the total is right on pace for what it was before the game, but the Clippers now down to a 3.5-point favorite. They were a 6-point favorite at close. Minus 154 on the Clippers on the money line right now.
Maple Leafs the winner earlier tonight. The game got tied up at 2 in the third period, but quickly the Maple Leafs did respond to take a 3-2 lead and then a late empty netter. So your 2 second-round series prices in the Eastern Conference: Carolina Hurricanes minus 155 against the Caps, plus 135 if you like the Caps there. These are DraftKings prices. Maple Leafs plus 135 against the Florida Panthers. Both home teams, series dogs, and the Leafs are of interest to you, Mr. Seidenberg.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen in this playoffs, and just in general in the Stanley Cup playoffs, home ice doesn't have as much weight as it does in the other sports. But the only advantage that you do really have on your home ice is, the home team has the second line change. So you can obviously play your matchups a little bit better when you're at home versus on the road. Also, you got the second period long change there for the road teams. I do think that we see this being a long series, and I favor Toronto. I think Toronto in 6 is the way I'm going to go. I think they've been the better team during the season to an extent, even though they lost 3 of 4 games that they played against Florida in the regular season. I think goaltending could be the difference. I love the way that Stolarz is playing. No disrespect to Bobrovsky, who's incredible, but this is the best version. I keep saying it. It's the best version of Toronto that we've had in quite some time.
Just a reminder, folks, we got the Kentucky Derby coming up on Saturday. We've had great coverage. Ed DeRosa joined the program earlier today. And if you want to get that VSiN Kentucky Derby guide, well, guess what? We got a great deal going on over at VSiN.com. You can get a year-long subscription for just $199. And that's not it. We'll throw in 2 extra months for free. Use the promo code PRO, P-R-O, $199. 14 months of VSiN Pro, VSIN.com/subscribe.
Oh, Mrs. Garcia, you're a school counselor and new homeowner and grad student. You're an ander. National University supports the whole you, so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at nu.edu.
This is VSiN Primetime on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Final seconds of the first quarter, and Scott Seidenberg
Just
is
lost.
sad.
Great. Terrible
The
loss.
first quarter has come to the close in Los Angeles. The Denver Nuggets have a 3-point lead. Scott had the double result, Clippers to lead after the first quarter and win. And unfortunately, that bet will not get home. However, the Colorado Avalanche do lead 2-0 after the first period. That is a winner for you. My God, man. Doing this show with you, I don't even have all these bets. It's exhausting keeping tabs on all of your bets. So as we calm a little bit, the Kings and Oilers 2-2 with 7:14 to go in the first period. Mm-hmm. I just saw Jonathan Davis, our NHL insider, tweeting out he's just taking overs, shooting over 8.5, over 9.5, over 10.5. Check out his Twitter feed at West Coast HKY. So 1 quarter in the books in LA. Nuggets 28, Clippers 25. 1 of 10 from 3 in that first quarter were the Los Angeles Clippers. And inside the arc, how about this? They were 11 of 13. So threes weren't falling. Norman Powell 0 of 3. Derek Jones 0 for 2. Kawhi Leonard 0 for 1. But only down 3 after the first quarter. And the Nuggets 28-25 lead. Jamal Murray leading the way for the Nuggets with 12 points so far. Nikola Jokic 5 points, 3 assists, 2 boards for Nikola Jokic. Right now, live line, Scott, as we look at it, it sits right now with the Clippers as a 3.5-point favorite.
Yeah, I could have used one of those threes to go in, as they were 1 for 10. I wasn't sure what they were doing offensively and defensively. I mean, offensively, they get a missed free throw from Russell Westbrook with 31 seconds left, and they just play out the entirety of the shot clock instead of, maybe trying to push it, get a 2 for 1, whatever it was. And then also on defense, there's no defense. They just allow Russell Westbrook to just drive the lane and get to the basket. They're not doing a good job of containing right now, the Clippers, at least from what I can see out of the corner of my eye watching the television briefly. That being said, you look at those numbers, as you mentioned, as poorly as they are shooting, to only be down 3 right now, this spells positive regression.
Yeah.
And I do believe that we're going to see a much better effort from the Clippers shooting moving forward, especially in the second half when they switch sides. I would, to me, this would be a Clippers live bet, or maybe a Clippers total live bet.
It's funny because I just put it together. I was curious what the price would be because you and I both have, and I'll give you credit because I tailed you, and if this doesn't come home, I'll blame you.
Sure.
Avs and Clippers pregame, we took a moneyline parlay at around plus 110. I was just curious what the price would be, and with the Avs up 2-0 after 1 period, and the Clippers down 3 after the first quarter, it's minus 143 right now. So still feel good about our CLV situation there. By the way, you could always tweet us at @1TimMurray, at Scott's on air. Jody Boggs has chimed in and said, damn, VSiN Primetime has been wild following these live bets with these 2 wild men. It has been a wild night, that is for sure. And he was able to get it home like you did. He took Knicks minus 1.5, plus 120.
Love it.
Did Jody. Easy winner. Never in doubt. What a close there by the New York Knickerbockers.
Another goal by the Oilers. Surprise, surprise.
Holy smokes.
It is now 3-2, still in the first period. Live total there in Edmonton is 10.5.
Oh, man. 3-2, Oilers with the lead over the Kings. I'm telling you, man, like, hopefully we get it here. We need some Game 7s, all right? Avalanche would force a Game 7 with a win.
Yep.
That would be on Saturday night. So we need the Clippers to help us out here. Let's get some Game 7s on Saturday. Look, some of us have to work on Saturday, so we need to preview things. We got Live Bet Saturday.
I'll be here during Live Bet Saturday. It'll be fine.
I've got VSiN Weekend Morning Line. I need to preview some things. I need some Game 7s, and we're trying to get some bets home here as well. All right. Whew. Wrapping things up, Joe Serralo's got you covered coming up next. Just a quick little plug. The VSiN College Football Betting Podcast is out. The first of the off-season. We're off and running. Me and Adam Burke, we ranked our top 12 quarterbacks coming back. We took a look at the portal. So that is back. And my vow, Mr. Seidenberg, is what I did last summer. New episode for you every week from here on out until the season starts. So let's get the college football season going. Hit us with a little rate, a little review, a little subscribe action there. Let's keep pumping up those numbers here for the College Football Betting Podcast. So a little selfish plug there, but we're all one happy family.
First overall pick in next year's draft. Arch Manning or
Field.
Or Grant Nussmeier.
So Garrett Nussmeier of LSU.
Nussmeier, yep.
Is interesting. I do think the left tackle from Alabama is kind of fascinating. I'll say this. Arch Manning is not a good bet. I'll just say that real quickly because I think there is potentially, for everything I've read, and I don't want to spend too much time on it, but everything that I've read might be a plan in place, right? The Manning family has been very calculated, and I don't know if he'll come out after this year.
Okay.
So I just would say, I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but at 2-1 odds, I think it's not a good bet for a year out.
Something to keep an eye on if the Saints wind up having that number one overall pick. Garrett Nussmeier's pops, Doug Nussmeier, Saints offensive coordinator.
Yeah. Well, also, you think about it, too.
LSU.
Archie Manning. Who'd he play for?
Yeah. A lot of connections
A lot of connections with the New Orleans Saints.
If only the Giants didn't take Jackson Dart.
I think they'll be okay. I think they'll move off from Jackson Dart. We got a goal, ladies and gentlemen. It ain't going to be that easy for us in Colorado as the Dallas Stars have cut the deficit down to 1. Thought it was going to be easy. It ain't going to be easy, but the Clippers have regained the lead. Woo. Man, the swing. I need a drink. I need a cocktail at Mega Bar here after this show.
Who else but Mikko Rantanen scoring the goal for, now they changed it. So it was originally credited to Mikko Rantanen. It has been changed now to Roope Hintz, who scored the goal for the Stars. So 2-1 Avalanche lead, and just 2 minutes into the second period. So a quick goal there by the Stars to put them right back into this game. Live line is still Colorado minus 425. Live puck line minus 1.5 is minus 135 for the Avalanche.
That two-team parlay, I just have it up in the queue here. It's now down to minus 122, Clippers and Avalanche. So as the Denver Nuggets have a 1-point lead. I can't believe, I keep looking up at the corner screen here in the studio and looking at Kings and Oilers. It is still, it's 3-2, and there's 5 minutes to go in the first period.
Yeah.
That series has been bonkers, man. Absolutely bonkers. Tomorrow night, we get Winnipeg and St. Louis, the only game on the ice, as the Jets will look to close out the St. Louis Blues. The Blues, a minus 118 favorite. Any early thoughts on tomorrow night in St. Louis?
First period over. First period over has gone over in every single game of this series between the Jets and the Blues, and you've pretty much been getting plus money on all of them because of the expectation that it's going to be an under series with the two goaltenders in Connor Hellebuck and Jordan Binnington. Looking at this right now up on DraftKings, it's even money. Over 1.5 goals in the first period between the Jets and the Blues, and as I mentioned, every single game of this series so far has had an over 1.5 in the first period. So I would go with that. That's the first place I would look, and I do think Winnipeg closes it out.
You'll be solo tomorrow night, correct?
I will be.
Yeah, Scott Seidenberg will be riding solo here on VSiN Primetime. I'll be back Saturday and Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific with the VSiN Weekend Morning Line. So you'll be sweating out. Jets first period over with St. Louis, and also tomorrow night you'll get to have eyes on Rockets and Warriors. We talked to JVT earlier in the show. I think all three of us kind of in the mindset probably a little bit inflated there. Do we get that game set, even though it's game 6, and a game 6 just went over with the Pistons and Knicks? Do we get that game 7 feel? Do we see things tighten up a little bit with an under situation there at the Chase Center?
I think it's just been an under type of series that we've seen, and I do think that it does lend itself, this game, towards an under. I'm curious, and more so, how does Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green sitting out the majority of that second half in their previous game help them here?
It's like the whoop that trick
home
game.
Floor. As JVT mentioned, the injury to Steph Curry with that thumb, does that continue to aggravate him? And do we look towards maybe a Curry under points, maybe an over assist, maybe Butler over points, if we do think that thumb injury is going to be affecting him?
Remember back to 2022, the whoop that trick game, as the Grizzlies beat the absolute brakes off the Warriors 134-95. Went back to the Bay. Warriors won Game 6 by 14 en route to the NBA title. Woo! All right. That was fun. That's Scott Seidenberg. I'm Tim Murray. Joltin' Joe Serralo, he's got you covered. Coming up next with Cashing Out, this has been VSiN Primetime.
Oh, Mrs. Garcia, you're a school counselor and new homeowner and grad student. You're an ander. National University supports the whole you, so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at nu.edu.